Offer great pay, health, dental, and vision, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket. Where there's smoke, there's flavor, and there's plenty of that at the Smokehouse at Super Saver and Russ's Market. Award-winning Old World recipes made in Lincoln since 1984 with many flavors and smoked sausage and brats to choose from. The Smokehouse has something special for every season. Brats and sausage for the grill, beef sticks and beef jerky for snacking, and smoked salmon, smoked turkey, and smoked hams for your holiday feast. Stop by the Smokehouse at Super Saver and Russ's Market today to fulfill your search for real flavor.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Nevco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln and Palmyra. Ready Mixed offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply with Ready Mixed Concrete today to be eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nevco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit NevcoInc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Working in your yard? Keep fences, landscaping, and structures clear of electrical equipment. Getting too close isn't just unsafe, it could cost you. Visit les.com for our fence and landscaping installation guide.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome in. Don't Punt Hour, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. As always, from 10 to 11 p.m. Central Time here on 93.7 The Ticket. Streaming in, as always, alongside Nick Wyman, myself, holding it down here at 1040 O Street on a beautiful Monday in officially summer. I'm not a guy to officially, it's officially summer when it's over the degree of 80 degrees for me, DeMornay, whether that's in May all the way into, but a nice day as summer is officially here. DeMornay, before you get into a lot of things, a big weekend just happened. College World Series just wrapped up. Oklahoma ended up beating North Carolina 13-2. So for those who just listened to that over the air, we're back on the air here for Don't Punt Hour. Then myself to cap off the evening here on this Monday. But DeMornay, before we get into everything, how the heck are you on this week?
Not too bad. You know, it's Monday. Back to the regularly scheduled program, so can't complain.
Yeah, lots going on. We've NFL news, everything. College football is coming and going here. We're getting down to the nitty gritty where depth charts start coming out. Fall camp comes around, and I'm really excited for it. We'll start with some Husker talk for obvious reasons. Uniforms are the topic of discussion, sadly, this time of year. We'll talk a little bit about that as DeMornay shakes his head. But as soon as I see my Twitter notification pop up with the notification on this Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes that could
go down.
Maybe. I mean, there was a trade that went down. We'll talk about that one later.
Let me check.
But I feel like the Giannis thing we've been waiting for a very long time, DeMornay. Maybe the trade deadline last year, that didn't happen. The Bucks smartly shut them down, and now we're waiting for that moment. There was a trade with the Timberwolves tonight. We'll get into that later here, maybe in this segment. We'll talk a little bit about Husker football and what entailed this past weekend with everything in between. But if you'd love to be a part of the conversation, 402-464-5685. So, DeMornay, I'd love to get this take from you. Obviously, uniforms are uniforms at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter what you're wearing unless you're winning. Nebraska decided to change up their uniforms. It's been, sadly, again, like we talked about the other night, I hated talking about the whole, obviously some off-season stuff. I love talking about the depth chart stuff. But, put your fashion shoes on. Everybody's talking about Nebraska's uniforms and everything in between and what that brings to the table. And, I think social media, like I said, is it different? Yes. But I think I have to see it in game action first. Because I remember when the Los Angeles Rams came out the uniforms they had now. I didn't like them at first. But then when you saw them in game action, you see Matthew Stafford win in them, I think that started to really turn some heads. So, DeMornay, obviously it's a little different from what you were accustomed to wearing there at Nebraska. But what were your first overall, just kind of general thoughts on them? Because they're different, but at the end of the day, like sometimes difference is good.
They're kind of clean. Like they're not. I feel like once you kind of see them in person, they might not be at like exactly what you think. So that could be a good thing. Anytime anything changes in Nebraska, people are going to be in the uproar of it because it's going away from what they're used to. Exactly. If I'm not mistaken, they just changed the uniform not too long ago. So I mean, I would like to see it in person to really kind of give a best guess of it. I don't mind it, but there are other things necessary that we could be doing other than changing a uniform. That's why when you said it, I'm just like, I mean, I get it, rejuvenating some things or whatnot, but I feel like it does have a clean look. Adidas, they all their schools are kind of similar.
Yes.
Or they kind of retread, some things are very similar. So I don't love it and I don't necessarily I don't hate it. I would like to see it in person before I say but I wouldn't say I'm overly, joyed about it.
Yeah, like you said, there's more important things. Like I remember when they switched the end zone color from the green turf to red. That was a discussion, and it's an end zone. You still get 6 points when you score in there, regardless of what the color is at any stadium across the board. And I like, I'm the same way. Like it's different. I have to see it. Like if I see it on the field and it looks clean under the lights, or during that first kickoff against Ohio, that first game on September 5th, see it in action. And obviously, yeah, it is what it is. It's a uniform.
I'm more so mad. I think in a few videos I've seen a different type of helmet that usually wasn't at Nebraska. Like Nebraska, usually they were kind of Rydell strictly. And I want to say I'm sure it was a Scott helmet. That's the F7 with the little patch down the middle and everything like that. So I'm kind of upset if they got that because when I was there, people we asked for certain Scott helmets and everything like that, and nope. And we don't like those. We don't carry those. So they might have changed some things just so it's not strict. And other people. I mean, because kids can pick places, off of helmets, off of uniforms, off of colors, off of brands. So it's better to have a full arsenal than to kind of limiting yourself. But I thought that was interesting.
Were you pushing for your certain helmet you'd like? Because like obviously it fits different people. Were you one of those guys like, hey, can I go with this helmet type? And they're like, no, sorry. I assume everybody has their own. So you wanted your own taste, what you wanted to look like, and everything in between.
Yeah, I mean they had I want to say a few options through like Rydell.
Yes.
I mean the old if I could probably grab a helmet. The kind of old school before they went to kind of with that plate. I think like Ezekiel Elliott was the first one to really have like that Revo. I don't know if it was a speed, but it was like kind of with that plate in the middle or whatnot. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. I was sticking with the old helmet, the Revo speed that was there. I asked about a few Scud helmets, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not getting those. We're not bringing those in." And I was just, okay. So my options were limited. I didn't have an issue with my helmet or anything like that. It wasn't until I got to the NFL to where I experimented and would change my helmet from year to year.
Yeah, I always found that interesting because obviously with the whole uniform talk, you were obviously in a locker room that had the uniforms, for you guys to wear. So I was curious from your point of view. This is different, but I like that you're giving it a chance. I'm doing the same thing because at the end of the day, it's just a uniform. And I think like when programs are winning on a consistent basis, I think, it's not really a storyline. Like if Indiana went out and decided to do this and had that same font and numbers, I don't think it had a big O. They won a national championship. They're just changing the font. Or like Alabama. Alabama's, consistent with their uniforms. If they changed it because they're traditionalist, there'd probably be an uproar down there because they like their Alabama uniforms. There's a reason they never have any alternates across the board. Texas, they always have the same burnt orange uniforms and everything in between too. Oklahoma has that gray uniform, and people don't like those because they're traditionalists. They like the Oklahoma look, and like Ohio. Yeah, go ahead.
I think people will warm up to them after a while. Like, I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. Like, it's not the worst thing that I've ever seen. Like I said, it has a clean look to it when you kind of first see it. Like I said, I just want to see it in person. So I'm not overly joyed, but I'm not overly critical of it either.
I got to see it in pads and see it, when you're obviously playing in full too. So that's another thing too. Like that was just, guys just doing their thing or whatever and whatnot. So I want to ask you, during your Husker days, what was your favorite uniform?
Ooh.
So I mean, you had some alternate uniforms in there.
I got all my alternate uniforms in the closet, and I got all the helmets. I got all the alternate helmets.
What was your favorite? Because you had Nebraska.
I think the white with the chrome face mask was the all white. We played against Northwestern. Yeah, I think that's my favorite uniform.
Because I think in that 2010s, Nebraska started doing the yearly, alternate uniforms.
Alternates. Mm-hmm.
That's when they started doing. Like I remember one night when they played, I think Illinois and Lovie Smith, they wore alternates there in that one too. I think Nate Gary had a really big hit in that one. Obviously,
yeah, he did. I think was it? No, it wasn't Nate Gary. I think it was.
Was it Gifford?
It was Randy. Randy had a mean crackback on the home sideline because Nate got an interception. It was Randy Gregory.
I was at that game. That's how I remember that game because Nebraska had alternate. It was a night game. They had the alternate uniforms.
That was probably the worst uniform. They had the red top, black dash on the middle. The uniform was about like a reddish orange color. The cleats were terrible. Like that, I hated that uniform.
Yes, I remember that one too. It was just kind of out there. I remember
but the next kind of years after that, I mean, we got an all white uniform, we got an all black uniform, kind of the same type of things, but they were done completely better.
Because
they still had the mirrored numbers or whatever, but
yeah, I'm looking down. So 2013, they had the black uniforms with the white pants. Obviously, that was kind of the first inception. That was the year before they had those. Then 2014,
that was the best. That was the best alternate uniforms. Those black with the white pants.
That was they played. I believe they
Taylor Martinez. I thought they played UCLA in those.
Yeah, they played Brett Hundley in UCLA. That was the year 2. They lost them the year before, and that was they played them that year as well. 2014 are those gross uniforms you're talking about that you guys wore, but you guys wanted them. So at the end of the day, like, hey, you want a football game.
I think the only one we didn't win in, I want to say, was the black uniform against Northwestern sophomore year. I think.
Well, and then 20. That was at 2015. 2015, you're talking about, right? Yep, those are all black, obviously. I had a little bit of kind of chrome to it. 2016 are the ones you're talking about, the all chrome look, the whiteout look.
I'm looking at the helmet right now. Yes,
they're white, and then the jersey was also all white. You had the names on the back were a silver, like that chromish look. They had that chrome outline. They just kind of popped because that was also I believe it was a night game too, so that also kind of popped.
Northwestern, yeah.
And I think that's kind of it's not their stadium really. They renovated their stadium. I always liked their field, Kyle Field. I always liked it for some reason. Just
their field had a lot of holes. In their field, you had to watch your ankles with that, and stepping off the playing field, it kind of like slanted. So I wasn't a huge fan of Northwestern, and their lights were ridiculous. One corner, like literally blind. I mean, each stadium probably has the same kind of like light issues or whatnot, but theirs for some reason was always worse.
Like if you were taking like a fade route into the back of the end zone, you say there would be
no, it was like a corner route. And if you're looking back over your shoulder, like the ball disappears and then just reappears shortly, like it's crazy.
It's like you're kind of like a baseball outfielder out there almost.
Man, it like I said, if you don't, it's annoying playing at that stadium. That was one of the stadiums I wasn't too fond of.
Well, they've renovated their stadium since, so that's in due time, DeMornay. In due
time.
Good
for them.
It took a bit, but they finally got it done. Bada Bing chiming in on YouTube says he feels like Nebraska should incorporate cream, considering that the school colors are scarlet and cream. He likes that the basketball team program is the only one that incorporates. I think in football, it's kind of hard to do just because the color coding, and then you're going on grass or turf, and you get that. I think it's very tough to do. I think white is just simplistic, and it makes it look simple. Because I'm trying to think of like a cream, like it just wouldn't work. I don't think.
No, I mean you don't want to look like similar to Wisconsin, similar to Indiana, similar to Bama. Just with certain, there's only so much you can necessarily do with two colors and everything like that. So I'm not. They did something with cream. With like the old throwback helmets that look like leather. It was terrible. Absolutely not.
So on Gus Bohawk chiming in on the chat, as always, you're welcome to join us on the Starter Heyman Julius text line 402-464-5685 or leave a comment on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or if you're watching on Owl Channel 961, those are ways to get a hold of myself and DeMornay Pierson-El. Gus Bohawk says, what are your favorite college football jerseys outside of Nebraska? Although I hate to say it, Michigan home jerseys and the Longhorn away jerseys always look fire, he says. That's a tough one, DeMornay, because there's a lot of good, like yes, there are some bad jerseys. Like you said, the leather jerseys. Illinois did that a couple of years ago. Iowa State's done it before. There's also some really clean looks across the board with college.
I think Ole Miss has like one or two uniforms that like that all white Ole Miss helmet. Oh,
the baby blue. I'm a sucker for the baby blue.
I'm not. I don't like the navy blue. I mean the baby blue as much. I do recognize it is good. I like that old. They're I don't even know if it's that blue helmet. Mm-hmm. Outside of them, I think Michigan State when they had that the Chrome Sparty helmet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's and I don't think they've done that since maybe 2015, maybe or 2014. That was a really nice look. That was
like Le'Veon Bell years there when they were
Denard. What was the corner? Darquez Denard.
Yep.
Like the no-fly zone that like that. That was nice.
And
that was really nice.
And they were winning at the time too, so they look, they could back it up with the uniforms they had too. So
Oregon's always in the conversation. They can mix and match and stuff, but I'm trying to think outside the box of just them. Who else has a white helmet that I like?
Do you think white helmets just look better in college? Do you think it's just easy to put together a good uniform with a white helmet? Because, like you said, the Ole Miss one is a good one. But like you said, like Oregon, I think Oregon's one that's
Florida one. Like they have like an all white uniform when they go to white helmet with the F. I like that uniform. Even the old school Gator, with that orange and blue. I mean, you can't. I mean, Nebraska fans can hate it, but I mean, it still looks nice.
I like the ones that this past year. So the Houston Cougars did the Houston Oilers kind of colors too.
Mm-hmm. Those ones, that'd be nice.
It's a nice little tribute there because obviously the Tennessee Titans rock the Houston Oilers colors now. So there's a little beef.
There's a feud going on when those two teams play, which is real petty, and I'm here for it.
It's funny because like the Titans are, we're going to honor the Oilers when we're playing the Texans. They always I don't know. Every time they play, they always have to rock. Now the funny thing is their full-time colors are now that color scheme. So the rivals, they love to bring it up, and they're not shy about it either.
No, they're not.
A couple other ones that I like I like UCLA's home uniforms with like the gold helmet, and it's just a clean color code. Obviously, it's just they're traditionalists too. They don't really mix it up outside the box as well. So it's just a kind of a clean look as well.
I think Baylor when they got that gold helmet, the chrome like that, that's you can't be mad at that. I've seen them go, I think, chrome and black uniforms, which was clean. I've seen them go chrome and green, which wasn't too bad. It was acceptable.
That was like the Bryce Petty quarterbacking Sean Oakman.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they were putting up 60 points and winning shootouts and everything else in between during that era. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
TCU's has a uniform or two that's pretty. I like their uniforms. Some of them, not all of them.
They're changing up theirs this year as well, which is interesting because they used to have the horns across the neck. It just kind of
I like that. I don't know why they went away from that. I thought that was that was their thing.
Mm-hmm. And then another one, LSU. I like LSU's uniform. I think it's hard to screw up purple on a uniform, just in general. I think it's just hard. Like Lakers, it pops. LSU, like ECU's uniforms are solid. I don't know. It's like purple and yellow just go together. I don't know what it is.
I'll give you that. I'm not down it. Again, their white helmet is their traditional yellow helmet is nice, it's iconic and everything like that. But when they put the white lids on, I'm like, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, and they only do it so often. I'm looking at it right here. I'm trying to think of some other ones that really stand out. But like the traditionalists, like we mentioned some here are like, your chrome helmets, but some of these are just traditional. This is just traditional uniforms. And at the end of the day, DeMornay, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. If you're winning, that's what creates.
You can put Ohio State's, I think Ohio State got like 2 or 3 uniforms. When they go to the blackout, their blackout uniform has been nice. Their gray uniform wasn't too bad. I like that a lot. So I mean, there's some places that put things together.
9369 says Lamar Jackson era at Louisville uniforms were tough. Yes, they were. They still are. I kind of like their uniforms. I still like their even when Brian Braun was there, I thought they were solid.
And they were doing similar stuff of what Nebraska was doing as far as uniform wise. I like their chrome face mask. I wasn't not a fan of it. I mean, they definitely had a better style than what was given to another Adidas school, but not opposed to it. They relied on their black, a little bit more, and then they did things right.
It's also Lamar Jackson was running all over Florida State and company in those uniforms. That also adds to the details of what he was able to do across the board for that Louisville team. But DeMornay, we're going to go to break. On the other side, we'll shift gears. NBA draft is tomorrow. There's some decisions to make. The Wizards and the Jazz. Those are 2 teams who are going to be affected because there's still a couple choices to be made. But also, some trades are coming down. Honestly, we're still waiting. The phone is not rang yet for the Giannis trade. That's why I have you here as the Adam Schefter. That's the football side. I don't know if that basketball motion is still there, but we'll find out in due time because clock's ticking. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo made a post earlier today that started the waves across the NBA and sports world. We'll talk about that. What is kind of on the table? What is going on? And there was a trade that did happen with the Timberwolves, Nets, and Bulls. We'll talk about that on the other side. Good morning, Pierson-El, Nick Wyman, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, you know specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
Bonzal Pool & Spa is turning 75, and you're getting the presents. Right now, we're counting down to our Big Diamond Anniversary Bash on July 11th with massive weekly doorbuster sales. Stop in every Monday for 75% off your favorite premium BioGuard water care products. Plus, every $75 you spend starting today enters you to win a $7,500 premium in-home sauna. Get your pool ready for summer and start winning today at Bonzal Pool & Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway in Lincoln. Bonzal Pool & Spa, every day made better.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Where there's smoke, there's flavor, and there's plenty of that at the Smokehouse at Super Saver in Russ's Market. Award-winning Old World recipes made in Lincoln since 1984 with many flavors and smoked sausage and brats to choose from. The Smokehouse has something special for every season. Brats and sausage for the grill, beef sticks and beef jerky for snacking, and smoked salmon, smoked turkey, and smoked hams for your holiday feast. Stop by the Smokehouse at Super Saver in Russ's Market today to fulfill your search for real flavor.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Des Moines Pierson-El.
Welcome back. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, alongside Nick Wyman here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. To put a cap on the jersey talk as a whole, Gus Mohawk chimes in saying, if we're talking NFL uniforms, those 2001 Rams jerseys looked good. Millennium blue with the old gold pants. He wishes the Rams would go back to that look as well. It's in a picture of what that looked like. Obviously, Stephon Jackson days. And then Bada Bing stopping in also says, can we all agree that the best jersey in all of sports is the Raiders home silver with the black jersey? So I think it might be playing to a favorite there, my guy, but that is fine at the end of the day.
No arguments there. You know, it's something iconic about that silver and black.
It's simplistic, and they've always kept it the same. Very minimal turns. I know some people didn't like that color rush jersey with the white and everything, but
I wasn't opposed to it. I mean, it's a little bit different, but again, it's only so much that you can necessarily do with it.
With silver and black, there's not a whole lot you can do, but like you said, they're minimalistic. They keep it the same. And so, yeah, thanks for everybody for chiming into that segment. But we're going to continue to talk NBA. The NBA draft is tomorrow and Wednesday. It's crazy how fast the offseason moves. But before we talk some NBA draft, we'll discover some of the offseason talk. So Trae Young, we were talking, they're moving on from Trae Young in Washington, eh? That was kind of the discussion. Where's Trae Young going to land? Well, he's back in D.C., actually. After declining his player option to Mornay last week, he is signing a new long-term deal that is a 4-year, $212 million contract with the Washington Wizards. So looks like the Wizards do have their point guard after all, just getting a more on the table for Trae Young. And I think that's fine. Obviously, you're bringing in a guy who was there. He didn't play a whole lot this last year. And you have a young core, which kind of decides what they're going to do tomorrow. You have A.J. DeBonsa, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer to choose from. And you have a veteran guy like Trae Young. Yes, like the defense isn't always there, but you still have an all-star perennial player on your
he's a scorer. He brings people into, he puts people into the seats. And I mean, if they make the decision, I think they're going to make it, everything like that. That'll make, both parties job. I mean, all parties involved, whether that's Anthony Davis, Trae Young, and the guy out of BYU, that'll make everybody else's job a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And if you end up, maybe if Anthony Davis is on board, you never really know and everything like that. And free agency, who can the Wizards bring in? Because if you can put a young player, because they're still a very young team. Trey Johnson was a 6th overall pick last year. Alexander Sarr is still kind of finding his way. And you can't really give up on those guys just because, the Wizards haven't won a lot of basketball. But you have an all-star caliber player to do the things for you and help you, because the Wizards really haven't had that since John Wall or Bradley Beal has left the franchise. Russell Westbrook as well. Those kind of guys leaving has kind of hurt. So that was the news along that. But just over an hour ago, Des Moines, the Minnesota Timberwolves are sending Julius Randle in the 28th pick in the draft to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team trade that will send Nicholas Claxton to the Chicago Bulls. And the Timberwolves will acquire Brooklyn's 33rd overall pick and Randle and that number 28 pick as well. So Bulls getting a part of this as well, alongside Brooklyn and Minnesota. Kind of interesting considering Minnesota got Julius Randle from New York in that Karl-Anthony Towns trade. And just a couple years later, they're moving on and moving him all the way back to the New York area in Brooklyn at the end of the day. I think for Minnesota, it saves money at the end of the day, and you have obviously room to build on your roster, which you have Naz Reid right there. You can plug into the starting lineup.
You got two guys. I think that this will impact heavily. The kid out of Illinois, I can't think of his name right now.
Ayo Dosunmu.
The guard.
Yes, that's Ayo Dosunmu. The guy
he went on a little run. I think him and Dante are the two people that, and I know he's coming back from an Achilles injury and everything like that. But I'm not sure if they weren't happy or if it's just kind of a business situation. I like Julius Randle there. They probably expected a little bit more. take some pressure off of Ant. He did, I think, okay. He probably should have did a little bit more with some things or whatnot, but you moving off of him, I think those are the two people that will, when Dante comes back from his injury and everything like that, they'll kind of see where that is. But I think the other guard has definitely submitted himself for a lot cheaper, that you can kind of get things going and seeing what you have like with him and Ant paired up in the front court.
So with that, the Timberwolves will free up a lot of salary cap with remaining 2 years left on Randall's contract. That gives them more flexibility, as you mentioned, to retain Ayu Dosunmu, who obviously went off there for a little bit in the playoffs to help them when they were needed, when injuries were across the board. And he was able to fill that void for all-star caliber players. Ayu Dosunmu, they use that as exceptions. The Nets will now acquire the 3-time all-star with Julius Randle adding him to a roster. They're obviously giving up Nick Claxton, who was obviously a solid center in Brooklyn on a team that wasn't winning a lot of basketball games, had a lot of flexibility with the roster over the last couple of years, but he was kind of a mainstay. And now he is going to be leaving, and you send, obviously Julius Randle to Brooklyn, where he's, back in that area again. But I'm, curious where they go with him, because the Nets are just needing a lot of different parts that go their way. The full trade details go like this. Brooklyn receives Julius Randle in that 28th overall pick. Minnesota will receive that 33rd pick. And then the Chicago Bulls are bringing in another young player with Nick Claxton going to Chicago. So for Brooklyn, I think it's interesting because you're bringing in kind of a veteran guy, an all-star caliber player alongside a very young team. I'm curious where they go from here, though, because they obviously lost on the lottery. They're going to have a pick tomorrow. But the Nets are kind of in no man's land. They're bringing in a player to potentially help them. I mean, the East, as we saw, is not the deepest conference, but Julius Randle kind of gives you a little bit of backbone there in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're trying to figure some stuff out. Everybody's trying to piece together some things. I don't think they necessarily love it, but I mean, it's giving them leverage later down the lane for some stuff.
They're also still battling the Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden stuff, so they're limited in what they can do. So they bring in something. It's better than nothing. Like you said, they're trying. I think that's the best way to put it. And they'll have some picks tomorrow after losing a lot of the Chicago Bulls. An interesting team. Obviously, they're moving on. Billy Donovan no longer the coach. Bringing in Tiago Splitter to fill that void. And Nick Claxton, I mean, he's a pretty good.
He's a solid pickup.
Yep, and the Bulls are looking for that. They need somebody to be a defensive stopper, and that adds another very young team across the board. They've obviously were very active in the trade market, and you bring in a guy like that to, he's in there to kind of be your Mitchell Robinson. He's a better Mitchell Robinson because he can make his free throws and everything like that and have a little bit of an offensive role. But what he does on defense, he'll block, get you some blocks, get you a ton of rebounds. That helps the team, which is very guard heavy at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. There are certain pieces that each team you have to kind of have. And if you really look at the good ones, all the good teams have a solid either rotation or a solid big man that can hold down the fort.
And with that, there was a couple of coaching news today. So officially, this was Dallas Mavericks. So we were like, oh, who's going to be the Mavericks coach? It was kind of shocking seeing Jason Kidd leave, obviously. And they hire Michigan head coach Dusty May, who's making the jump from the college ranks after winning a college basketball title. He's now going to the Dallas Mavericks, kind of out of nowhere. It was, not really on my radar. I thought maybe they'd hire somebody who's been, NBA. He's had an NBA coaching job before, just because you have a stable roster. You have Cooper Flagg, and now you're bringing in Dusty May, which opens the door for Michigan, who they kind of already have their assistant coach in line for that, but kind of an outside the box hire, I would say.
It is, but I mean, I think it's definitely a win for the Mavericks. You're getting a coach that that I guess if you want more development out of Cooper, there's that. It's a changeup. He's done an amazing job in 2 years. He's been at Michigan, I think, for 2 years. He's done an amazing job being there. So I can see it. He was probably heavily sought after with the few things he had. An extension from Michigan, and I don't think he just never signed it. So it is a little out of the box, and it's going to be interesting to see, how things work or whatnot. But he is an excellent coach, and I don't think things will be, too bad there. Give him some time. I know it's a jump, and he has to deal with some things and whatnot, but. Dallas is being aggressive on things.
And he's walking to a really good position. You got, the rookie of the year there. You have guys to fall back on.
He has some pieces.
Exactly. He's not walking into, like we mentioned, a Brooklyn Nets situation where you're scratching and clawing with, the remaining picks you have left from past years, which wasn't even your fault. Coaches to jump from college to the NBA, DeMornay, there's only been a handful of them in the last 30 years. Handful of them are John Calipari, Rick Pitino, Lon Kruger, Mike Montgomery, Reggie Theis, Fred Hoiberg. Funny enough, obviously now after that. Brad Stevens, Dusty May joining that group, John Beilein, and Billy Donovan. Of those names, only 2 of them have a winning record in their coaching career. Those in the NBA, with those being Brad Stevens and Billy Donovan. Yes, Billy Donovan had a winning record during his time, whether that be the Thunder or the Bulls. The rest of those guys under 500. Fred Hoiberg did go 115 and 155 in his NBA career. But I think what is different about this one, like Brad Stevens was very young when he made that jump from Butler to the NBA as well. Fred Hoiberg as well, and ends up recovering in the college ranks as well. Guys like Rick Pitino and John Calipari recovered in college as well, and they were older at the time. Dusty May is still a very young coach. He peaked at Michigan very quickly in what he's able to do with the Axel Lindbergh and company this past season. Just be a very dominant team from start to finish across the season. Because sometimes you see coaches make that jump, and maybe it's too early, but the situation he's walking into is just like a golden ticket. You got the rookie year.
It's one of those ones where if you have it, it's hard to pass on it.
And he was a guy getting thrown out, like you said. He didn't sign the extension, had it on the table, never really did it. So remember when, North Carolina, that job opened up, he was a name that everyone's like, oh, is he going to jump to North Carolina? What's he going to do here? Or is he going to stay at Michigan? It kind of comes at a weird time where like college basketball time is very, kind of settled in. Rosters are put together already. And now Michigan's coach is up and gone. I still think Michigan's going to have a solid team. They're just bringing in an assistant. It's going to be a little different because Dusty May is obviously a huge part of what he's been able to do for the Wolverines basketball program after Juwan Howard's tenure ended. I still think they're going to be a very good contending team, especially coming off a national championship and what they have coming back off that roster.
Most definitely. It stings and it sucks, but you can't be mad at it. He fulfilled his contract obligation. He bought you a championship within it and whatnot. So you can be mad and upset, but again, that's an opportunity for an organization that their situation. You can't be mad about it.
So we are going to throw it to break. On the other side, we'll talk about some of this Giannis news as we talk right now. DeMornay, there was a news with the guy we were just talking about, Ayo Dosunmu. He intends to sign his 5-year, $112 billion contract to return to the Minnesota Timberwolves with a player option in his 5th season. So, yeah, it seems, that trade makes a lot of sense now, what the Timberwolves were trying to do, retain a young guard on their roster for the Cavs. We'll talk about another player in the league, perennial all-star, with being Giannis Antetokounmpo. What's his future? And it seems like potentially here any minute, maybe any hour.
Miami.
We see DeMornay as one of the 2 teams. Sounds like they're front runners, but we know, as the NBA knows, it does not sleep. A lot can change. We'll find out on the other side. We'll talk more Giannis on the other side. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We'll be right back.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe it's less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering the magic in life. I'm Ryan Buck, your Lincoln, Nebraska, Edward Jones financial advisor. Count on me for your financial strategies that can help support a life you love. Because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. Contact me today at 402-483-0377. Again, that's 402-483-0377. And let's find you rich. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish back shelf bar, enjoy a healthy, family-friendly menu, and catch all your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets, located on 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves. We would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate again. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios at 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Building a new home can be a challenge, a lot of big choices. With our Remington homes, we have designed 15 different floor plans that appeal to a wide range of people.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, painted trim, wood floors, more stone, all options with our Remington homes. People do not want to be married to their house payment. You're able to get what you really want in a home for a great price with very limited stress. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back. Don't Punt Hour, DeMornay Pierson-El. Nick Wyman hanging out with you, and just came back from break, and I looked at my phone, DeMornay, and I think we spoke something to existence. It officially happened. Giannis, the trade has happened, breaking. Officially purring ESPN's Shams Charania. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading franchise icon Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kaspers Giannikinis, who is with Illinois, 3 first-round picks, including tomorrow's 13th pick, 1 pick swap, and 1 second-rounder. That is the official report from ESPN's Shams Charania. And I walked in here today, Des Moines, and I said, probably sometime right before Late Night Lincoln or during Don't Punt Hour, this probably breaks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, yep, there it is. Milwaukee officially.
You're welcome.
Going to Miami. And you said it right before the break, Miami. It seemed like it was a two-headed race with Miami and Boston. Obviously, Boston is, we don't know their official offer, but the rumor was Jaylen Brown and Hugo Gonzalez and a couple picks. I think Miami just had the younger core plus the draft capital that helped them in the end?
I mean, Boston is still, competitive with getting to the finals, and regardless of them maybe pairing that option up and everything like that, and it might have been necessarily out there. I think that was a little bit steep for them to move off of, especially, long term wise. I mean, you have 2 stars. I don't know necessarily how that's going to be. You would like it, but I thought Miami just, one is more aggressive. One, they're more of a kind of, F it and do it type of organization.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're going to move the players, like regardless, maybe outside of 1 or 2 players, potentially, Bam wasn't going anywhere. But they have pieces, they scout well. And I think Giannis will fit right in down there with what they're going to do. They'll rebuild it and grab some pieces, either veteran pieces or through whatever is left of draft capital or whatnot. But Riley is still down there. Stroh is still down there. They have enough brain power and firepower regardless to get some things done.
The Heat are sending to Milwaukee unprotected first rounders in 2031 and 2033, along with tomorrow's 13th pick in the draft. The pick swap will be in 2030 and 2033 second rounder. The trade does not include any additional teams. It's a 1-to-1 move, but both the Heat and the Bucks will execute the deal officially on July 6th when free agency opens, which leaves the framework open to see if there are any more opportunities to expand the trade, which there's going to be some open enders. There could be some more teams added onto it because potentially that is still open as well. Heat president Pat Riley now makes his long anticipated new landmark acquisition, with Antetokounmpo joining the elite Miami pickups such as LeBron, Shaq, Chris Bosh, Alonzo Mourning, Jimmy Butler over the past 30 plus years. Riley is pairing the 2-time NBA MVP and the 2021 Finals MVP with Bam Adebayo to lead contention in the East. After informing teams that they're open for business at the NBA Draft Combine in May, Bucks general manager John Horst landed a haul with the Heat's offer that brings the high-level starting rotation players into alongside the young talent that the Bucks have, as well as significant draft capital going forward. So I think it was the draft capital, plus I think they wanted young players like Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware, all those guys who logged a lot of minutes for the Miami Heat, whether that be multiple years or even just 1 or 2 years across the board. The Bucks, look at the Eastern Conference. Like, those guys have played a lot of minutes together across the board. It's not, the worst case scenario for Milwaukee. And I think that gives you more stability. You have draft capital, especially with that 13th pick now tomorrow as well. I think it's a win-win both ways, just instant looking at the trade as a whole.
Absolutely. Miami, again, they're used to getting, stars like this and still making some things work. The last time, a situation kind of like this happened, it brought a championship to the city. So I know Miami is excited.
Yeah, brought a couple of championships. You mentioned the Shaq one, they ended up winning one then, and then LeBron makes the decision to bring him in, and that's obviously different, not a trade, but still you need the lure of free agents in there, and Bam.
I love Miami. There's nothing there's nothing to hate about Miami at all. So Giannis will definitely do that, and even with the Bucks, you need a lot to gauge the loss of Giannis. I won't be surprised if he get a statue there at some point in time and when his career is over.
Look what he did. He wanted to bring a championship there. He wanted to play his entire career there, but obviously things happen, and 2021 comes around, multiple-time MVP. Go down 2-0 in that series, people forget, and they win 4 straight to win a championship for Milwaukee, and what he was able to do, in their franchise as a whole. So that is a topic of discussion, not only throughout the night, but we'll see what happens, because obviously they have till July 6th to put that pen to paper on that entire trade, looking for more people to potentially go in there. But at the end of the day, I think the Bucks, you bring in those guys who have logged a lot of minutes, a lot of games together. It's not like the Bucks are just starting square one. You have depth, you have draft capital as well. So Miami, obviously, it's also, I think they're, the winning culture. Like, that's a team where, a couple of years ago with guys like Gabe Vincent and, Tyler Hero banged up, and with Jimmy Butler going ballistic, they were able to make a finals run.
They were still in the finals, and they just didn't capitalize as much, but they have the DNA there. So be on the lookout for them. You expect them to be a playoff run team. Now, how deep? We'll see.
They have the Knicks are still up there. The Pistons are looking to continue to get better. The Cavs are still going to get better. Heat also have, like you mentioned, the coaching of Eric Spoelstra, who's been there. He's been from the ground up where he does. I remember when he first came on the scene, it was like, all right, who is this guy? Obviously, is he being carried by the big three? And he's proven that he's a winner regardless of who it is. He made Hassan Whiteside look really good as a center at that roster too, and put them in the playoffs as well. And going forward into the bubble season and going on forth, contenders, and whether that be, playoff contenders and everything else, wherever you want to put the benchmark there. But significant news in the NBA, and that day finally came with the move.
Called it.
Move. It seemed like Boston was Miami's deal was just too hard to pass up. That people
Boston,
love.
Boston is not. I didn't think that was going to go down.
It's the draft. It's that the GMs love that draft capital at the end of the day, and you get all that along with a lot of young talent you can build around. And free agency still has to open too, so there'll be a lot to talk about when that comes and goes. So you heard it here first on the ticket. Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Miami Heat, and that's another moment. We were here for the college basketball championship. We're here for the college football championship when Carson Beck did that interception. Now we're here for the Giannis Antetokounmpo moving to South Beach News as well. So, Demorne, I'll see you again tomorrow. We'll probably chat a lot about this tomorrow as the story unfolds, but we'll see you tomorrow. And Late Night Lincoln come up next with myself, Nick Wyman, 93.7 The Ticket, and theticketfm.com.